Emily raced on her scooter along the winding, well-kept streets of an upscale suburban neighborhood. The enormous houses around her seemed to compete with each other in luxury, leaving her in awe. Pulling up to a light brick mansion with wrought iron gates, Emily cut the engine. She removed her helmet, looked around, and let out a quiet whistle of amazement. Some people really live like this, she muttered under her breath. Compared to her modest life, it seemed almost unreal. Emily hung her helmet on the scooter mirror and adjusted her courier uniform jacket. The doorbell didn't get an immediate response. She had to wait. Finally, the door opened, and an older woman in a strict black dress, clearly a housekeeper, appeared. Without a word, she gestured Emily into the spacious hall and left. Emily took a few steps, but froze. From a slightly open door on the right came loud, emotional voices. Curiosity got the better of her. "I said we'll strip him bare, down to the last penny." "Arthur, are you listening?" came a mocking female voice. "Yes, yes, my dear, everything will go as you want," drawled a young male voice with a hint of mischief. "I'm just reveling in your plan, Charlotte. He won't stand a chance." The sound of passionate kisses followed. Emily instinctively held her breath, feeling awkward, but then the door swung open, and a tall, stunning blonde stepped into the hall, adjusting her expensive silk dress. Her glance swept over Emily as if she were a mere annoying fly. "Bring it here," the woman commanded the housekeeper. "Deliver this package personally to my husband. Got it? Then call a premium taxi. I have business to attend to." The housekeeper nodded, her face pale, her eyes full of worry, clearly aware of more than she let on but afraid to speak. Charlotte majestically walked away, and the housekeeper approached Emily. "You need to deliver this to Mr. Harrison, personally. It's very important." "Where exactly?" Emily asked. "His headquarters. The address is on the package. His assistant will meet you. Just say you're from Charlotte Harrison, his wife." Emily nodded and soon navigated her scooter through the bustling city streets. The corporate headquarters was a glass skyscraper in the heart of the business district. Parking her scooter, she stepped inside, feeling slightly out of place among the austere walls. At the reception, stating her purpose, she was allowed to proceed. The elevator silently whisked her to the top floor, where a young assistant promptly led her to Mr. Harrison's office door. Inside the spacious office with panoramic windows, Harrison sat behind a massive desk, tall, broad-shouldered, and impeccably dressed. His sharp eyes fell on Emily. She handed him the package. "Here, as requested, personally," she said, trying to sound strict. Harrison tore the envelope quickly and frowned as he read the contents. Confusion flickered in his eyes. Feeling awkward, Emily couldn't help blurting out, "I think they're trying to ruin you. I overheard your wife discussing with someone how to leave you with nothing." Harrison's gaze shot up sharply. In his eyes, disbelief quickly shifted to a sly smile. "Ah, Charlotte," he said in a low tone, "you asked for this. I knew you're going to be my biggest surprise." He asked Emily to help him at an important upcoming meeting. Emily hesitated at first, but curiosity and the lure of opportunity outweighed her fear. From that moment, her life began to change. Harrison's assistant guided Emily to an upscale boutique. She had never been in such a luxurious place, where even the air seemed infused with elegance. A consultant, accustomed to high-end clients, quickly picked out several options for her. After brief fittings, Emily chose a deep navy-tailored suit that hugged her figure and transformed her posture, making her appear confident and composed. Next was the stylist. Hours passed almost unnoticed as skilled hands worked on her hair and makeup. When the stylist finally stepped back, Emily looked in the mirror. The reflection staring back at her was unrecognizable. The polished, sophisticated woman with sparkling eyes, the scrappy street-smart courier she once was, had disappeared. By 5 p.m., Harrison was waiting for her in the conference center foyer. He looked impeccable in his expensive suit, calm and collected, though anticipation simmered beneath the surface. As Emily descended the wide staircase, heads turned. She moved with the grace of someone entirely different, radiating elegance and confidence. Harrison felt his heart skip a beat. He barely recognized her. A genuine, barely hidden admiration passed through his eyes. "How do I look?" she asked, a playful challenge in her tone. Adjusting her jacket, Harrison slowly surveyed her from head to toe. His usual sly smile appeared, this time tinged with warmth and awe. "Emily, you're perfect," he said softly. "With a presence like this, you're not just helping, you're my secret weapon." He offered her his arm, and she allowed him to guide her into the boardroom where the fate of his company would be decided. The conference hall buzzed with subdued voices. Around the massive table sat the senior shareholders, their faces composed yet expectant. At the head sat Charlotte, radiating power and confidence, her hair perfect, her every gesture commanding attention. The doors opened silently, and Harrison entered with Emily at his side. A hush fell over the room. Charlotte's wide, arrogant smile slowly faded, replaced by a grimace of confusion and rising jealousy. She narrowed her eyes, trying to place the striking woman by Harrison's side. Harrison led Emily to the table, seating her close. This subtle gesture of inclusion was a clear statement, a challenge to his wife. Charlotte, recovering from her initial shock, began her attack. Her voice sharp, she criticized Harrison's management style, painting him as incompetent, wasteful, and outdated. She presented meticulously prepared reports promising massive profits under her leadership. "My husband, unfortunately, has failed to adapt to new market realities," Charlotte declared, glancing at Emily. "His questionable hobbies distract him from running the company." Emily's heart sank momentarily. Was it all for nothing? Harrison rose, his ever-present sly smile returning, now more purposeful. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began, calm and confident, "my esteemed wife mentioned some questionable hobbies. I admit, some could indeed be risky for our business." He signaled his assistant, and a projector flickered to life. On the screen appeared images and documents revealing Charlotte's co-conspirator, a man named Arthur, tied to shady dealings and fraud. Charlotte turned pale. Panic filled her eyes. She tried to deny everything, but the evidence was overwhelming. Emily stood firm, calm and collected. She revealed her courier badge, the proof that she was merely delivering Charlotte's own documents that exposed the scheme. The room fell silent. Charlotte's face twisted in shock and fury, the elegant, ruthless woman undone by a simple courier. Harrison addressed the shareholders. "You've seen the truth. It's clear who truly cares for the future of this company. I propose an immediate re-election of the board to remove anyone involved in this scheme." The shareholders nodded in agreement, and Charlotte's plan crumbled completely. She stormed out, humiliated, leaving Harrison and Emily victorious. As the room emptied, Harrison approached Emily, taking her hand gently. "Emily, you were magnificent today. You helped more than you can imagine." Emily smiled, feeling a mixture of pride, excitement, and a surprising flutter of affection. "I just wanted to help," she replied. "And you did, perfectly," Harrison said softly. "Now, let's celebrate. I think a trip to Bali is in order." From that day forward, Emily's life changed forever. She no longer had to ride her squeaky, sputtering scooter delivering letters in the sweltering heat or freezing cold. Harrison offered her a position in his company, recognizing her intelligence, courage, and the remarkable impression she made that day. Her role initially focused on high-level administrative support and event coordination, but over time, her responsibilities expanded. Emily's ingenuity and decisiveness soon became invaluable to Harrison. Their professional relationship gradually deepened into something more personal. Though neither rushed it, the bond was built on trust, respect, and shared experience. Finally, the long-anticipated trip to Bali arrived. It was Emily's first time seeing the endless ocean, the sun-drenched beaches, and the vibrant culture of the island. Harrison, no longer hiding his feelings behind sly smiles, let her see his genuine admiration and affection. "Look at this," he said one morning, standing hand in hand with her on the beach. "Can you believe this is real?" Emily laughed, feeling a mixture of disbelief and pure joy. "It's magical," she said softly. "I never imagined anything like this." "Neither did I," Harrison replied, "but you've shown me something far more valuable than wealth or status. Courage, honesty, and kindness, these are the things that truly matter." Their days in Bali were filled with adventure, laughter, and quiet moments of reflection. Emily marveled at the freedom of this new life, away from the constraints of her old world. She began to see herself not just as a former courier, but as a capable, confident woman who could face challenges head-on. Back home, Harrison continued to restructure his company, implementing reforms that strengthened its future. Emily's insight and quick thinking played a crucial role in these changes. Together, they proved to be an unstoppable team, blending professionalism with genuine care and understanding. Meanwhile, Charlotte, after the divorce, faded from the public eye. Her greed and jealousy had led to her downfall, leaving her alone and without influence. Arthur, too, disappeared, never to be heard from again. The chaos she tried to unleash only reinforced Emily and Harrison's position, showing that integrity and intelligence could triumph over deceit and manipulation. Emily had gained more than just a dream realized. She had found real love, respect, and a sense of purpose that extended far beyond what she had ever known. "This is just the beginning," Harrison said one evening, watching the sun dip below the horizon. "Together, we can achieve anything." Emily smiled, squeezing his hand. For the first time in her life, she felt truly secure and inspired, ready to embrace whatever came next. The following weeks were a whirlwind of transformation for Emily. Her days were no longer measured by the hum of a scooter engine or the weight of delivered packages. Instead, they were filled with strategic meetings, creative planning sessions, and the constant thrill of challenges that demanded her full attention and intellect. Harrison had entrusted her with responsibilities far beyond what she had imagined. From organizing critical investor events to advising on important company decisions, Emily proved herself indispensable. Her courage and intuition, once unnoticed in the world of deliveries, now shaped the future of a major business empire. Yet, amidst the business hustle, there were quieter, intimate moments. Evenings spent walking along the beach, sharing meals in the city's hidden cafes, or simply watching the sunset from the office balcony became treasured rituals. Harrison's admiration and affection for her were evident in every glance, every touch, every word. Emily, in turn, discovered a depth of emotion she had never allowed herself to feel. "You've changed everything," Harrison said one afternoon, handing her a cup of coffee. "Not just for me, but for the company, for everyone who believed in integrity over deceit." Emily smiled, feeling the warmth of the moment. "And you've changed my life," she replied softly. "I never knew I could be more than what I was." Their triumph wasn't just personal, it was a triumph of honesty, courage, and resilience. Back in the city, the company flourished under Harrison's leadership and Emily's guidance. Investors and employees alike respected the renewed vision and transparency, and the shadow of Charlotte's schemes disappeared completely. Charlotte herself vanished into obscurity. Her ambitions and treachery had left her isolated and powerless, a stark contrast to the dynamic team that Emily and Harrison had become. Arthur, the pawn in her deceit, had also disappeared, leaving no trace. Their downfall was a silent testament to the consequences of greed and manipulation. For Emily, the change was profound. From a young woman riding through the streets delivering letters, she had become a confident professional, valued and admired. From a bystander in someone else's schemes, she had become a key player, influencing outcomes and shaping futures. And alongside it all, she had found love, the genuine, deep, and unwavering. Shall we see what comes next? Harrison asked one evening, gazing at the horizon from their Bali retreat. Emily laughed, leaning into him. Together, she said, we can face anything. As the sun set, painting the sky in shades of gold and crimson, Emily felt a sense of peace and exhilaration unlike anything she had ever known. She had stepped into a new life, one where possibilities were endless, and where her courage, intelligence, and heart had led her to unimaginable heights. This was more than a story of victory, it was the beginning of a life fully lived, a journey of love, growth, and adventure. A life where Emily no longer just dreamed, but dared, achieved, and thrived. And so, with the ocean stretching endlessly before them, the world seemed full of promise. The challenges of the past had forged resilience. The obstacles of deceit had revealed true character. And now, hand in hand, Emily and Harrison faced the future, together, unstoppable, and ready for whatever adventures awaited. Subscribe and like so you don't miss the next shocking story. Thank you for watching.